Start the clock. So, when I knew that I was going to review this episode, I wasn't too thrilled. Kill the Moon was, frankly, rather abysmal in my opinion, and Mummy on the Orient Express sounded like an extremely Moffat-y story. Therefore, I was not looking forward to it at all. Then, I knew that Clara wasn't in it, or at least that's what I thought, so I was rather happy, and the preview clip looked very interesting. So, when watching it, I was actually very happy. I had a big grin on my face. But then, things went wrong as they usually do. Midway into the titles, I thought to myself, hang on, how are they going to fit the title Mummy on the Orient Express in the title card? The way they handled it was awful. The zoom in to the title was extremely jarring and awful. But no, BBC, no. Anyway, getting past that, I tried to look past that, but then another bad thing happened. I saw that Clara was in it. Now, this is not because I hate Clara. I don't hate Clara. She has developed rather nicely in the latest episodes, and I need to talk about that in this review. But unfortunately, I think that she shouldn't have been in this episode originally because it would have taken away from the development given at the end of Kill the Moon where she got really mad at the Doctor. Fortunately, they explain that, and my saviour came in the form of the wonderful Foxes singing a lovely rendition of Don't Stop Me Now, I believe by Queen. It was originally. I'm terrible at music, so don't sue me.
I'm a shooting star leaping through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like lady.
Now, this sets the tone for the episode rather easily. You can see what kind of episode it's going to be. It's rather jazzy, a bit playful, quite fun. And the mummy in this episode, it's very nice. It's good that we're getting more villains which use physically instead of CGI. Don't remind me about that Ice Warrior head from Series 7B. Oh, anyway. So, I quite liked the character of Perkins. He was introduced nicely, and he was seen as, well, all the characters in this episode were seen as quite real compared to other episodes, such as that previous episode. But I'm not talking about that. So, I decided that the best thing to do to tell how good this episode was my now legitimate cider test. Now, usually for a difficult episode, I have to drink some of my favourite beverage of cider. But for this episode, instead of the previous episode, where I had to drink the whole bottle, this episode I hardly had to drink any. That's a side note. Don't drink over excessively, kids, it's bad. We also got to understand the Doctor a bit more in this episode, why he is the way he is. And I originally wasn't looking forward to this prospect because I quite like the idea of the Doctor being mysterious. But fortunately, Capaldi manages to keep the mysterious, as his doctor seems to be one where you don't really know what he'll do next, and that's why he's explaining why he's being so unpredictable. He's just being very calculating, and that's how he works. Which I thought was a really beautiful scene on the alien planet with the Doctor and Clara, and the music was rather superb for that. However, on a note of the music, Murray Gold needs to learn to use a few more musical tracks. Fox's was refreshing in this, yes, that was good, of course, but unfortunately, we also had that 12th Doctor action theme thing, which has been overused quite a bit recently, especially in the previous episode. But anyway, I digress. Apart from that, I thought this episode was very nice, and the only other negative thing I can say about it is that some people complained that there are too many villains turned good this series. I personally don't think this is the case with the Mummy, because he was a soldier and he was asking for people to surrender, meaning he wasn't good. I don't know. That ending was a slight tad confusing. Anyway, on my episode list, you can see where The Mummy on the Orient Express is. Yes, it's my favourite episode. Haters gonna hate, as the kids say these days. Okay, so I'll see you next week, and I think I'm reviewing Flatline. I don't know. Flatline looks really weird. Anyway, see you then. Ta-ta.